is from the Public Relations General Superintendent, Mr. Xie. To his right is also from the Public Relations Senior Superintendent, Mr. Jiang. From the left-hand side of Mr. Xie is Mr. Li from Organized Crime and Triad. And to the far left is the Mr. Fang from Operations Unit. As usual, the speakers will speak in turns, and then there will be Q&A. Before you ask your questions, please raise your hand and tell me where you're from. And the maximum question allowed for each of you is 3 questions. Good afternoon. Before the start of today's media briefing, I would like to say the journalist identity incident happened in yesterday's media briefing. I know the public has paid a lot of attention to the media briefing by the police. Overseas journalists and domestic journalists all attended. And I hope journalists should respect each other and also respect each other's freedom of media coverage. Police Public Relations Unit has procedures to validate the identifications of the journalist. So before you are allowed to this media briefing, your identities have already been identified by us. So I have some updated information for the North District Hospital case. Although the case has no direct relations with the extradition bill, the police has submitted the case to New Territory South for investigation. Yesterday, the criminal unit of South of New Territory Police has made their investigation and arrested some suspects. The 2 suspected police in particular, I have to reiterate that the police will seek truth, would never accept any criminal acts by police officers. We would not tolerate such behaviors, and the police will seriously follow up with this case. And situation about our operations. Recently, in different districts of Hong Kong, residents posted posters on the walls to express their opinions. The police understands that these walls have high risk because near these walls clashes happened as well as oral altercations. So the police pay close attention to these incidents. From June to now, there are 57 criminal cases with arrested 47 suspects and charged with criminal damage, vandalization, fighting, and possession of offensive weapons. Regardless of the backgrounds of these suspects, as well as their political standing. So the police will not cover for any persons. So I want to appeal to the members of the public. Do not use violence to express your opinions and political standings. Whatever violent acts you conduct will bring you to justice. So over to you, Mr. Jiang, about the operations. I shall report a series of numbers first. Yesterday, police did not make any new arrests there were also any court cases, and no police officers sustained injury yesterday. The police did not fire any bullets yesterday as well. And I would like to give you the updated information about one case. At early morning in Changgun-o, a knife attack happened. Yesterday we said we've arrested one male charged with the crime of wounding. I want to point out that we attach great importance to such cases, especially when there were 3 innocent residents were wounded. Around 1:36, the case was reported to the police. 4 minutes later, our special task force and the colleague from Changgun-o Police Station went to the venue to investigate. So, in the morning of yesterday, they've identified the apartment of the suspected persons. So they arrested the suspect in Luohu, Shenzhen, yesterday. We've detained these suspects charged with 3 criminals involving wounding. And tomorrow morning, the case hearing will be held in Kuantang's court. A clarification to make as well. On the internet, the police has taken notice that somebody alleged that the crowd control special use vehicle when passing Chengyi, there were some green liquid flew from the vehicle. I want to clarify that the vehicle has never gone past Chengyi, and during the vehicle's Saturday patrol, there were no colored liquid on the vehicle. Back to Mr. Xie. Once again, I would like to reiterate the police have 0 tolerance on any criminal acts, regardless of the suspect's background and motives. The persons involved in these violent acts will be brought to justice, and we shall execute our duty to assure the members of public safety.
We understand the public concern about the incident. We respect and value citizens' right to information and freedom of press. It is our aim to maintain close communication with the media, and we welcome journalists from the mainland and overseas to this regular press conference. But for this press conference, we appeal to all journalists to respect each other's freedom and to report this press conference. We also have an existing measure to effectively verify reporters' activities, catering to their convenience. The measure is consistent with that in other government press conferences. Please feel free to contact our colleagues from the Police Public Relations Branch if you have any inquiries. Now I'll give you an update of the case of police officers assaulting an arrested person in North District Hospital. As I said yesterday, we take this case very seriously. The police have zero tolerance for officers breaking the law and committing acts of violence. This case is not related to the ongoing protest. It is now under the investigation of the Regional Crime Unit of New Territory South. Last night, we arrested the 3rd suspect, who recently resigned as police constable for conspiracy to assault occasioning actual bodily harm, together with the 2 serving police officers arrested for assault occasioning actual bodily harm. The 3 suspects are now detained for criminal investigation. In addition, the 2 constables have been interdicted last night. Once again, we will continue to investigate into this case seriously and impartially. Now I'll move on to talk about our other observation during the ongoing operation. We are aware many citizens post sticky notes on the wall in pedestrian walkways to express their views. The police are very concerned about the public safety issues associated with these walls. There are multiple occasions where dispute, assault, and even fighting occur at these locations. Between June and 20th of August, there were 57 relevant cases at such locations involving 47 arrested people. They are arrested mainly for criminal damage, fighting in public place, common assault, and possession of offensive weapons. I must emphasize that the police are impartial in carrying out our duties. We will not consider one's background, social status, or political stance. While we respect citizens' freedom of speech, we appeal to everyone to adopt a lawful and peaceful means of expression. The police will bring all those who break the laws to justice, regardless of their background. Now we'll move on to arrest figures. Yesterday, we did not make any arrests during our operations. As for the knife attack in Cheung Kwan O, we are aware there is much public attention about the case, and therefore I would like to make some clarification. The incident occurred at 1:36 a.m. yesterday, and our officers from the emergency unit and patrol subunit arrived at scene at 1:40 a.m. That is 4 minutes later, but the suspect had already fled the scene then. Then our CID officers took over the case at 2:30 a.m. Then at around 3:30 p.m. on the same day, we arrested the suspect for wounding. He will appear in Kwun Tong Magistrate tomorrow. This shows our officers indeed follow up very quickly and perform their best in detecting the case. In conclusion, I must emphasize police have zero tolerance for any violent acts. Over the past 2 days, we successfully arrested the culprits